John here live from Covington, Georgia with Jesus Christ, in Jesus Christ. This is Joel reading from the book of Joel, chapter 2. Therefore also now says the Lord, turn you even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning, and rend your heart and not your garments, and turn to the Lord your God, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repents him of the evil. Who knows if he will return and repent and leave a blessing behind him, even a meat offering and a drink offering unto the Lord your God. Blow the trumpet in Zion, sanctify a fast, call a solemn assembly, gather the people, sanctify the congregation, assemble the elders, gather the children and those that suck the breasts. Let the bridegroom go forth of his chamber and the bride out of her closet. Let the priests, the ministers of the Lord, weep between the porch and the altar, and let them say, spare your people, O Lord, and give not your heritage to reproach, that the heathen should rule over them. Wherefore should they say among the people, where is their God? So, God is oftentimes, if not all the time, going to be contrary to what you want. Even though he'll give you what you want, the way is against what you want. He says earlier in the book of Hosea about how your eyes are toward your sons and daughters. Maybe it wasn't in Hosea. Let me see. I'm going to check my notes here. Might have been Ezekiel. Okay, yes, Ezekiel 24:25. Also, thou son of man, shall it not be in the day when I take from them their strength, the joy of their glory, the desire of their eyes, and that whereupon they set their minds, their sons and their daughters? So, man doesn't just want that. Man has all kinds of desires. It's basically for material, the natural world. But that's a common desire for your sons and daughters. Once you have children, you want to lay up riches for them. And even if you might have started off in the faith, believing God, you might get carried away. You might think, of course, yeah, and God does want you to take care of your children. But our way is always wrong. Our way is always wrong. Right? God will show us how. God gave Solomon everything, but he knew how, and he told us how. Right? Through the fear of God, through serving God, through putting God first, being mindful of his kingdom, doing his business. But we don't see it that way. Our natural minds don't see it that way. We think it's us first, and God gets the leftovers, if there's any. So we might spend the whole day having forgotten God and think that's okay, because God understands. But that's not how it is. It's God first, and then he'll give you everything, because you put him first. Right? So you want to take care of your sons and your daughters. You want to work hard. You want to be busy. And God says, well, give me a little bit. Right? Give me a portion. Give me a tithe. Give me a tenth. Give me a sacrifice. Fast. Right? Sacrifice. For some amount of days, don't eat food. So that's the pattern we get, right? On the Sabbath day, don't work all the days. But you might be coming up short for your bills, so you say, sorry God, I'm going to do it. And God says, no, keep it holy. That means whatever the reason, there is no reason. You are going to keep the Sabbath. It's for me. It's for God, and nothing can touch that. Don't let anything touch that. And you see what the Israelites did. Right? They break the Sabbath. When they're not supposed to work, they work. Why? Well, of course, it's more money, it's more food, it's more on the table, it's more. I want more. And God says, okay, so I'm not telling you to not work 7 days a week, just this day. Can you give me this day? We say, no, it's not enough. I got 6 out of 7 days. I need the 7th too. Right? And so we see the admonishment. God was telling them, no, you're working on the Sabbath day. I told you not to, but you guys are doing it. Why? Why do you think so? Why do you think we do that? Right? Why do we not give God what belongs to God? Jesus said, give God what is God's. You're made in the image of God. This is for Caesar. It has Abraham Lincoln and George Washington's face on it, and Hamilton and Benjamin. It's got their faces on it. Give it to them. Give it to them. Right? It belongs to them. And this, give it to God. Give that to Caesar, your natural ruler. Give this to your spiritual ruler. Know where things go, how to organize, how to divvy up your resources. This goes there. This goes there. And we want to give it all, right, to Caesar. Caesar's asking me for this, and the world is asking me for this. I need to get resources, money. I need knowledge. And we go after it. And we treat God like He's asking us for 7 days. We treat God like He's asking us to become a stick, that He's so harsh. Right? You want me to fast? You want me to not eat food? That's what you want? God's so evil. He's so mean. He calls man to have practices where we don't eat food. What kind of God is this? But right, we lie. No, God said, just fast for this much. Right? Esther called for a fast, and God responded. God responded. Right? Look, continuing in Joel 2:18. Then will the Lord be jealous for his land and pity his people. Yea, the Lord will answer and say unto his people, behold, I will send you corn and wine and oil, and ye shall be satisfied therewith. And I will no more make you a reproach among the heathen, but I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. Fear not, O land, be glad and rejoice, for the Lord will do great things. Why? Because you called. He will answer. Right? The Lord will answer and say unto his people, be not afraid, ye beasts of the field, for the pastures of the wilderness do spring. For the tree bears her fruit, the fig tree and the vine do yield their strength. Be glad then, ye children of Zion, and rejoice in the Lord your God, for he hath given you the former rain moderately, and he will cause to come down for you the rain, the former rain and the latter rain in the first month. God heard you. God responds. So this is the Christian God. This is what makes the Christian God different from all the other gods. That's why we can be bold. That's why we can confidently say, that's a false religion. That's a false religion. Those are no gods, right? This is the only true God. This is the only true religion. And people are shocked and terrified and timid and scared. How dare you? How can you? Right? How do you know? Hey, let me read my book. You read your book. Hey, I have my beliefs. You have your beliefs. But if you know what you know, if you know it's truth, then you don't entertain that anymore. When you're in confusion and darkness, yeah, everyone can have their own belief, unless the belief is an actual road, right? Mine goes across a bridge and I get to the other side. Yours goes off a cliff, and you're saying, hey, let me drive my road. Everyone has their own road, and I love you. I don't want you to die. So excuse me for having a little passion and saying, don't die. Don't die. I don't want you to die. Hey, this is my road. It's my road. Let me drive my road. You drive your road. I'll let you drive your road. Yes, and you should let me drive my road, but you should get in my car or get in this lane. Like, get on this path, because this is safe. It connects to a bridge and doesn't fall in the gap. Come here. And they say, hey, relax, be tolerant. Hey, no, why so forceful? Why are you so concerned? I'm fine for now, right? Because you got this much road left, and then the next day passes. As you stay in your belief, you got this much road left. I see where you're going. You don't see because your God doesn't show you things, because your God, you look up, oh, that you made that statue. That's not a God, right? That's your own little trinket. That's your souvenir, right? That's your little kids play craft. You made that. That's not a God. You made that with your hands. God made you with his hands. Did that make you? No, that's an idol. What you worship, what you trust in. And you trust in that, you're going to fall off the cliff. That's not God. Call upon him, right? He's not doing anything for you. He's not responding to you. So that's what we see in every other religion, right? You just practice, you just do, and nothing happens, and you don't expect anything, because nothing ever happened. Nothing will ever happen. It's just a fairy tale. It's just a self-soothing, just comforting stories. But we don't have a God like that. The true, real, living God that made all the earth, heaven and the seas and the earth and all that lives therein, and all the earth, everything that has breath, praises his holy name. And when you join in that, when you join in the chorus of worship, you get to understand. You come in, you enter in, and you realize, oh, so there is a God, right? Oh, there's harmony, there's a resonance. When I worship God, oh, I'm in tune with all the rocks. I'm in league with the rocks and the water, the H2O, and the trees as they clap their hands. I'm singing with a whole chorus that the earth is singing together. Oh, you've just found the true and living God, right? This is the God, and he responds. He responds, right? Your life changes in a way that, in a way that has never changed before in any other religion, pursuit, passion, philosophy, and any other thing that the world gives you. Right? None of that changes your life. It just continues your own trajectory off that cliff. But we have the true and living God that responds when we call on him. He has mercy upon us. Right? He hears us and he has mercy. He hears us and he turns the tides of battle. Right? Therefore also now says the Lord, turn you even to me with all your heart, and with fasting and with weeping and with mourning. And he will hear. And when we call upon him, then will the Lord be jealous for his land and pity his people. And the Lord will answer and say unto his people, behold, I will send you corn and wine and oil, and ye shall be satisfied therewith. And I will no more make you a reproach among the heathen, because we call upon him, we seek him with all our heart, because he's a real God. He's a God that responds. And so, man, we charge God foolishly, saying he's harsh, he demands too much. That's too much. Right? You want me to fast? You don't want me to eat? I'm going to be a stick. And in one of the recent prophets here, we see that people do become a stick. It says people are like sticks. They're so hungry. They're so famished. You can see their bones. They've become a stick. But that's not because they obeyed God. That's because they disobeyed. That's the curse. That's the curse. If you don't obey God, you will become a stick. You will lack. But you think that's what's going to happen to you. If you obey God, it's the opposite. No, if you obey God, that will not happen to you. Right? So God is asking for this. What he asks for is reasonable. It's reasonable. He says, give me this. I gave it to you, so I know you have it. Give me this. Right? It's a portion of your day, a portion of your wealth, a portion of your heart, a portion of your mind. And we say, no, it's all. I'm going to be totally depleted. I'm going to be famished. I'm going to be a stick. He says, no. How much does it cost you? to give me thanksgiving with everything you have in your lungs, within your legs. Jump and leap for joy. And praise me, seek me early. What does it cost you to do that? Well, I'm busy. I got to go to work. I got to make myself breakfast. I got to take care of my kids. I got to put them to bed. I got to sing them a lullaby. I got to do the dishes, do the laundry. I got to call up my friends. I got to make sure I'm spending time with them. I got to make sure my boss is okay. I got to go back when I'm on call. They call me back to work. I got to. And you become a stick. Right? Because I got to do that. I got to do all that to make me fat. But you became a stick. So we're confused. That's not the way. It's through God. Yeah, you won't be able to do something there that you want to do, that you used to do, that you feel compelled to do, that you feel like is an emergency, right? And God says, nevertheless, don't do it. That's my time, right? I know, yeah, and sometimes it will be all, but I want to pursue this career. And if I just don't go to church for 5 years, I can go, and then I'll be back, God, and you'll fall away, right? Because you've forsaken God. You've made that choice. But if you choose to bite the bullet, right, and say, I want it to be that. I want it to have that career, that degree, that title. Nevertheless, but God, I know it's your will for me to do this. I can't see that future. I don't know what it entails for me. But because I think that is your will, I'll do it. Maybe this will come back around. Maybe he'll give me that. And he does something much better. Right? And you thank him later. Right? He made you this great thing that you would never have thought, that satisfies you, that makes you fat and flourishing, because that's the way. God's way is going to be contrary to your ways, right? You don't want to keep the Sabbath. You want to work extra time, extra hard. You want to give yourself to people and to money and to the world and all their demands, because that seems like the way. And God is going to give you instruction that says, no, the other way. No, less. No, don't. And so that's why many don't answer the call. Many don't start the journey. And on the journey, many leave. They fall away because they can't give that up. But I want this. And God says, yeah, I know you want it, but what would really satisfy you is through this path, through my instruction, right? Don't work that much, right? And let me tell you who to interact with. And don't talk to these people. Those people, but they're my buddy, they're my bestie, they're my long time, they're my, right? And that could be offensive to you. That could be against your soul, your desires, your lust. But I want it. And I want this much. And so, yeah, God says, no, keep the Sabbath. But everyone else works. All the other businesses are open on Sundays. That's weird. I would be the only one closed on Sunday, not doing business while everyone else is doing business. They're going to get ahead of me. I'm going to be behind. Quite the contrary, right? And so that's going to glorify God. How is it that you work 6 days? We work 7 days, and you're more prosperous. We work more. How do you have more? Right? We trade more, so we should get more money. But how is it that you have more money? The secret, right? It's in that one day. Well, ask me what I do on that one day, right? Instead of trading and selling at the gate, merchandise, I just pray to God. And God makes you that much richer. God lets you be able to make up for that and more, because you're not just equal with us. You've surpassed us because you obey God. And yet, yeah, the instructions seem like it would set you back. It would put you at a disadvantage. So that's going to prove your love. That's going to test you. Do you love me this much? Enough for to lose yourself, give of yourself, even though you're going to be lower than others, right? And you obey God, you love God, so you do that, you accept that, and then he can take the beggar from the dunghill, right? He can exalt the lowest and just takes him and puts him on top. That's what he does. In the cave of Adullam, you got those in debt, distressed, and I don't know what the other one is. In debt, distressed, disillusioned, something. But that's the idea, right? They're in the cave of Adullam. They're these outcasts. And where are they now? They're in the palace. They're ruling. They've got position. They're ruling the kingdom with David. They endure through this process, through following this king who it seems like David's done. He was anointed king, yeah, but look with your eyeballs, with your eyes. Look at the superficial situation. We should leave. This is not working out. I mean, what kind of king is this? Right? Running from the actual king. But you see how everything is flipped. Right? The king that's in position, he commits suicide and falls all the way down, and way below, breaks through the ground, goes all the way down to hell. And David, who was lower than this sitting king, he rises, and his pursuer, his adversaries are gone, and he's at the top. And people try to dethrone him, and he comes back. People try to steal his position, right? And he comes back. Right? He makes a mistake even, and he comes back. Oh, this is like something buoyant, right? A beach ball you try to put underwater. Whoa. Yeah, you just put force on it, it just comes back up. Okay, so people stop trying to take Isaac, right? Isaac's well. They strive and they just give up. Okay, so we see a pattern. We recognize a pattern. Because if you follow God, you serve God, you lay down yourself, you give up of yourself, then his glory will be his glory will be his defense will be on his glory. So you have enemies that come against the people of God, and they flee. They come, they flee, they come, and they bow down. They serve you because you serve God, and they see the support of God. It's not your own strength. It's your obedience. You lay down. You give God your strength, not the world. You give God your strength, and God comes down. God responds and puts a hedge about you. God works things out for you. He has accountants and secretaries and bees and hornets that goes before you and just works all things out so that by the time you arrive, people are bowing to you, people are listening to you, you have influence, you have jurisdiction, the territory is yours, the authorities in town, the sheriff's in town, right? Yeah, so you might not physically have the sheriff badge and wear the sheriff hat and have the holster and the gun, but you walk and you have the same effect. Just yesterday, my brother was telling a testimony in our class about how the bulldog, or some pit bull, and one of the aggressive dogs, they just sat. They'd bark to everyone else, but to him, the man of God, the dog was just silent. Oh, authority. That's what you carry. If you obey God, you lay your life down, you give God yourself, and then you can see God in your life. Because we serve this kind of God, a God that responds. It's not like any other God. And so God's not going to make you a stick. God's not going to make you a stick. He's not going to leave you in famine. That's the curse. If you don't obey, that will happen. Everything you fear is going to happen. But if you obey God, none of those things will happen. The floor shall be full of wheat, and the fat shall overflow with wine and oil, and I will restore to you the years and that the locust hath eaten, the cankerworm and the caterpillar and the palmer worm, my great army which I sent among you. And ye shall eat in plenty and be satisfied, and praise the name of the Lord your God, that hath dealt wondrously with you. And my people shall never be ashamed. and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. My people shall never be ashamed. Right? It makes you want to keep on reading. That's how good God is. Yeah, you love God, you serve God. It makes you want to keep on living. It makes you want to keep on doing. It makes you want to give God one more day of praise. Right? God, let me live. The dead can't praise you. Let me live another day so I could praise you. I want to praise you, God. You're so good. I want to rejoice in you. I want to give glory to your name. So life is great. Life is good if you focus on God. The material things, they will steal your energy. They will sap your energy. They're a ditch. They'll make you fall. They'll eat you up. They'll devour you. And they'll take you all the way down to the steps. And the very last destination is hell, death, and hell. That's where all that glitzy, glamorous, sprinkly, sparkly stuff is taking you. Man, this thing that seems boring, just unleavened, just flat bread, no puff, no rise, no pomp. It's so simple, right? Just come to God with your lowly self, with a contrite heart, in sincerity. Just give him your pure, honest self. But if I'm honest, I'm nothing. Be honest. Give him that. Give him what you have. Right? Yourself, your truth, right? Your vulnerable self, your transparent self, your heart bared open to God. Just give God yourself. Trust in God. Do what he says. Only the humble can do what he says. And only those that are obedient, that does what God says, will see God. And that will be glorious. That will be wondrous. That will be unlike anything else. God is not a man that he should lie. He's not going to devour up the world and his people. But he has mercy on his people. He has mercy when we call, he hears, and he will respond and have mercy on us. Those that cry to him, those that depend on him, cleave to him, and to the end, right, to the utter end. If we hope in him, trust in him, he will surely answer. That's his promise for those that obey. And he responds and shows himself strong and true on behalf of those that love him in truth, in spirit, and in truth. In Jesus' name.